Okay, so we're here today to the reaction to our closure project, apparently.
Yes.
Leo has his chicken bone, this is Matt, Pierre, Ja, Emily.
Oh, and Leo joined us today.
Hey! Cool. Okay, friends, let's get into it. Okay.
I still have this dog, by the way.
Well, we were wondering where
I have it.
Okay.
I've never cleaned my car, so it's in the back seat.
Also, maybe we should just talk about this first image. How
Yeah.
That's
you
a good
know
point.
the first image and the last image. The first image is a dog of a wolf, a statue of a wolf that's frozen, and it's a statue of a wolf. And then the last image is a domesticated dog, Leo, who's whining.
Does that mean something?
So think about that.
That's funny though. That was a last minute, literally on the way to set.
Yeah, we bought it at Valley Village.
Bought at Valley Village.
No way.
Yeah.
It was so really
Yeah.
Smart.
spontaneous.
So just add some improvisation into it.
So yeah, that was bought.
This
Valley
was
Village.
actually one of the Easter eggs that there's something about the dog
Mm-hmm.
in our script. So we decided to make something like visual, obviously, that
Well, there's also another hit of a wolf when you see the moon. There's a cry of a wolf. So there's like connection to animals, right? That he's an animal, and then once he gets closure, he becomes more domesticated, more like human.
Yeah.
All right, here it comes.
That's actually Pierre's voice on the back.
What?
Oh, that's right.
What?
voice?
Yeah.
You overdubbed it.
Oh shit!
The oh shit is
No,
yeah.
wait. No, the oh shit was Jacob.
Oh, that's right. I thought you overdubbed
So that
it.
was his ADR, but it's when he opens the trunk.
Oh, that's
it
right,
says,
that's you.
Fuck, or like.
Oh, okay.
That's you?
That's me breathing. That's my
Oh my
sigh.
God.
But also, fun fact: this shot.
Yes, yes.
This is one of the reshoot. We had to literally go. Ja came back in November.
Just
months
because
later.
of this shot.
Seriously, she's like, what? What did we reshoot? We don't need to reshoot anything. Like, she's there, and like, it's funny because if you know Sudbury, it's full of potholes. And that was the first thing when Matt gave me this script. It's like, how are we gonna do this pothole thing? It's, there's plenty
No
of potholes.
problem. Yeah. And then we
Not
spent
worried
the
about it.
entire day, like hours, driving around Falkirk Bridge, Garson, and go, I can't find a single fucking pothole anywhere.
It's
For the first time in my life.
And this is actually not even a pothole. We actually built up rocks
Yeah.
that he hits instead of going into pothole. It's just
Yeah.
funny how like the easiest shot becomes like so hard and complicated.
But it works though.
Yeah, it works very
You
well.
never
Yeah,
know.
and then there's just like somebody, I don't know who it was. Was it me or with the
I
tube
think
light?
it was you with
the
the-
red
yeah.
tube light.
You
Oh,
and
that's
Jacob.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that sounded expensive.
Oh.
This is a good part too. If you want to pause it. Even people, I've had a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, how did you get like the flat tire and all that stuff?" I literally just deflated my tire and drove on it. I got
you.
shit by so many people. They're like, "That is so terrible for your tire," and
And
it
your
was.
rim.
Yeah, my rim. And
Yeah.
it leaks
Oh,
all the time.
really?
He's got
No
a leaky tire
way.
now.
Shoot, even that
Don't
little,
drive on
that
it
short.
too
Yeah,
How many times did you have to do that?
like probably 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was.
And it sounds like that. It sounds pretty
Yeah,
much like.
it is the most grating, horrible sound ever. and
Yeah.
Oh, that
But-
doesn't sound
Was that
good.
the original sound?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the
I thought
OG
so,
sound.
yeah. I love
That's
that.
my actual tire like bending and
That's amazing.
flexing. But
Warping.
yeah, do
Worth
what
it.
you gotta do for the art, right?
Worth
So.
it.
Also, this is completely moonlight. This blue here
Yeah.
is not added, not light. Obviously, there's no lights. But this is just a full moon with no clouds, and we got so lucky. It's just
Stunning.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was a really good night.
I love these shots so much.
Yeah, just like
I love this camera movement going into here. So smooth.
Are you kidding me? Damn it.
There you go. There's Pierre.
That was me.
Oh, that was Pierre's.
That
I can
was
hear it now. I can hear it.
That's the frustration.
Yeah, it's
Another fun fact: that card he
it's a
pulled
great
out was
Hyundai.
actually a Costco card.
That's right. We couldn't go on. He's like,
But
it's not a CAA card.
no, you don't see it, right? It's just says Costco Gold Star. member.
Costco exclusive. Yeah.
This is such a small shot when he opened his bag, and we spent so many times to sell the fucking camera over there. It's just like a couple seconds.
That's
That
true,
took
you
a while
always
just to
feel
get
that.
it there, and then there was a piece of orange sticker, a yellow
Oh
sticker.
yeah,
that, like,
yeah, on the trunk scene.
yeah, in the trunk scene. We're like, no, it's not right. And
You gotta have it in.
we would open it, and the sticker
Yeah.
wasn't there, so we had to redo it. Yeah, now it's like
And all this we just cut it
fraction of a
anyways.
second.
It's like
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yes, I'm just at. Hello? Hello? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god.
This is a cool shot.
this is cool. Yeah, this is one.
I
thing.
love that it finally goes quiet here, and you
Yeah.
just
You're alone. Yeah.
yeah, and the wolf hit.
Everyone I've showed this to is like scared.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But then Pierre's music comes in.
Okay, those
So-
two shots was absolutely improvisation. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It has feeling that we have too much action already here. We need like a bit decompression moments. And I thought like if I would be in the same situation, I'd probably like look to my toes, to be uncomfortable. So we shoot with the mat. This scene we handle
Yeah.
the camera.
Oh my
It's
god.
like-
Yeah, no rigs, just us trying to hold it steady and focus.
Over the feet.
It's so
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Jacob,
a
show us your
couple
feet.
steps. It was so.
It was so hard to do 3 steps.
Hard to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
And it was trying to find that transition because we're going from one scene to another, and it's just we have to do this scene, but it was like even with the angles, I remember like you were following him too. It was like you were taking him from the side. There's so many shots that didn't even come through. Like again, it's just a couple little seconds.
It was too fast. Like it's just a fast transition from the car to home. We need something emotional here, something small, little. And so, like a close up is the most like sensitive side. You need to see eyes. He's wearing face.
But I think as well, like we tried a few versions because we did shoot the house.
Yeah.
And it always turned out better when we didn't show the house. There was more tension. There was more, like if we see what he's going to, but our imagination is way worse than what we see, right? It's not just a house for him. It's so much more. So just showing a house doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it was just interesting removing that. But I was wondering, when did you decide to put music there?
Literally like spontaneously we had music. We originally wanted it when he's in the car and he kind of looks out the window towards the house, but it's just the moment was just like so quick, like it wasn't working, and we just shifted it over. We're like, let me try it right here, and then we put it in, and we just knew we're like, this is a good spot.
Which is
to put it.
interesting too, because it's like one of the first times that I'm realizing good moments for music, other than dialogue, where the actor is kind of going through an emotional transition or an emotional time. Great time to put music on.
Yeah.
Like, and you see them spending time with themselves without talking, and it's like, oh, here just we'll embellish that with a little sound, I think.
Yeah.
And it really shows, or really pointed out, like these moments that I was more recognizable for me, because like I didn't go to school for score writing, but it's different than writing songs. It's different than writing songs. In that sense, like it's a different style of writing sound in it, or say soundscaping, and I'm noticing the moments now a lot more, and this one really helped.
Yeah, and if Matt stops writing dialogue, you'll have more opportunities.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, keep moments like this when you're thinking about writing. You let the actors spend time with themselves, and then, like I was saying to Matt the other day, was like everybody's watching this. They're putting, when you don't talk, it's like they're putting their emotions, their personal life emotions in these scenes, in these moments, so they fill in their lives in these movies. In that sense, in these
We've all been there, looking at a house. Everything going on.
really deep. Yeah, I'm in there too.
Trust me, I've been there.
Yeah. But I do love the music. It's like now the branding for Closure, right? It's just so.
Yeah, worked out well.
It's such a reflective, pensive thing. Right?
It's all
Love
teamwork.
that. That's how we reveal the house, right? Through your eyes.
That's enough.
That's
yeah.
enough.
It's that feeling of like, oh shit, something happened here. He's going back.
But I always wonder, do you think when you see him out of the window, do you know it's Nathan or you don't? I know we could kind of don't know because you
So,
have thing. What do you think?
When we were first shooting that, I was worried that it wouldn't be believable, and that the closer, like, you know, you're with someone for
Mm-hmm.
a year or whatever we said, like, you know, their gait, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, their silhouette. But I think we cut it at a perfect time.
Yeah, kind of coming out of the shadows,
Yeah,
and
it's
you
still
close.
this shadowy figure.
Mhm.
I'm alone at home. I'm not like, who is that? I'm like, holy shit, there's somebody.
And also,
coming
maybe you don't want to see
towards
him.
me. Yeah, and I don't want them to see me.
Right,
So
right,
I think I'm like taking that time away from what I would like sit there and try to recognize them. I'm like, no, I'm getting out of view. Like, I think I was a little bit worried about that watching it through the first time. Like, is he gonna like almost get to the end of the driveway and like clearly I know
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Nathan,
Yeah.
and that this whole next section coming up wouldn't actually be believable, but I think it was perfect. He was still this shadowy mystery man coming out of the woods, like not even
Yeah.
from down the street. It was like just this trail.
Yeah, it's
right?
interesting that it's coming out from that trail. Remember,
That's it,
like
yeah.
that's also another thing where it's like you can't write that until you know the location, right?
Exactly,
Because it's
yeah.
kind of weird. The location. There's a road here. There's a road there, and there's a little trail. Like
woods
it just-
in between us.
you know, it just works
Yeah.
that way when you present it. But writing, it's like why is he not just on the road there? You know,
Exactly,
like
yeah. I had originally had written it for maybe a house downtown or like maybe a house kind of in like the new Sudbury area, but you know, Chris had offered to use his place, so when I went and I scoped it out, I was there at night. I've been there many times, but I noticed that because he has a street light right,
Yeah.
you know, outside of his house, and it made like a perfect just ring of like darkness right around it. And I was
That
like,
trail.
that would be so perfect for just him to come right out of the darkness.
Yeah,
It's
it
true,
works
it's
really
true.
well.
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the house that we're shooting in.
Yeah, it's my friend Chris Bird's grandmother's house. It has, you know, he still has all the original furniture and finishing and stuff like that from like I guess the 70s.
Yeah.
And
She has fantastic.
oh
taste.
yeah, she has
Like
this-
alt
yeah,
furniture.
and it,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it really did sell like the film, and it really upped the production value a lot. I don't think it would have been as successful as it was, but
Yeah.
it really like, you know, it's hard to like stage a home, especially if you have no budget. But with this house, it was already
Didn't
like
have to do
it was
anything.
ready to go. So
Yeah.
I think it yeah, it really helped
Looked
out.
great on camera. All right, here it comes. I love this one shot here. This is all one shot, by the way. Coming up the stairs. You know,
What?
This shot has actually
Carly,
inspired
it's
me
me,
to do a lot
Nathan.
more
oneers.
oneers. Yeah.
It's just so fun, you know. Like
Nathan? Nate,
I feel that.
scared the shit
tension.
out of me. What are you doing here? It's been over a year, dude. This you can't
Look,
just show
it's
up like
it's
this.
not like that. I'm just here for my spare tire.
Your spare tire?
Yeah, I just blew it on a pothole, and I'm pretty sure I left it here before I moved out.
It's like what?
I don't see your car.
It's also true, right?
Look, I'm fucking stranded. My phone is dead. Can you please just help me out?
Are you actually stranded? Fine. Come in.
Okay. There was the three of us when we shoot this scene, and we fucked up too many times.
No, every take was perfect in its own way.
In
This
a
is-
own way.
Because when to pan, right? When
Yeah.
to do this? When to.
So I'm holding camera, Matt pulling focus attached to camera, and other Matt tapping me on the
That's right.
shoulder.
Oh, yes.
Right, when to
Every
go.
time, because I'm so much focusing on the image that I cannot go into the song. What would they actually say? And we tried a couple
Right.
times, and they're like, "You need to turn camera after this monologue." After that, I'm like, I cannot focus on what they say.
It was definitely a
So-
challenge.
I asked Mike, "Can you just tap my shoulder?" So I'm like, he tapping like this.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Tap me again. and we
Yeah.
do together because like
Oh.
I'm banning you
Yeah.
people in focus.
And then you're going in the doorway, you know, like reaching in.
Very
Yeah.
much a group effort.
It's so fun.
But it's such a great scene though, and I think it does have like this like documentary feel almost, right? Like
Yeah.
where we don't snap into focus right away because we're
Mhm.
and it's something I definitely want to keep doing in more stuff is we're kind of chasing the scene as it's unfolding, right?
Yeah,
We're
that's the beauty of it,
figuring
right?
out.
Like, unlike autofocus where it's not like the rolling off of focus, you know, because that's human, right? It's like, oh, we would be reacting that way if it was
Yeah.
our first time opening the door, you know, because we don't know. Like,
Yeah.
It's
I think
beauty.
this is give you like observer point of view.
Yeah.
You following them, you into this moment, because I think when you cut it's a different style of cinema, and this is more give you this like, oh, I'm with them, I'm right there, I'm like looking there, so I'm like present in this moments, everything happening over there.
How did you feel doing this scene? 'Cause you had to be also in character, right? Like.
Yeah, it was intimidating thing. Opening the door to everybody.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. You could just be like, whoa!
I'm in my like own little bubble inside
that's
the
right.
house, and then I just like open the door. To
Oh, you put a party.
yes, and meet my ex. So yeah, that part was like very intimidating, and you know, watching this back, I think I'm like, okay, I did okay. But I would have loved to do that like so many more times. And it probably would have been the same performance, but just knowing, I think, where my head was, how intimidated I was in that moment, right?
Yeah.
But I think that back and forth added, as the audience viewing it, added so much tension to that scene. And it was just the perfect thing that all this, the music and the emotion was leading up to this like, oh my God, they're talking. You know, I think that was such a great way of shooting that. So it was well worth opening the door to the whole team.
And I love that performance too that you gave in this, and Jacob of course.
Yeah,
But just like the look that you give when you stick your head out. I don't see your car.
I
So
love that. I
good.
love that. Love that.
Yeah, that was fun.
And now we're in. It's in the house.
What were you gonna do with that?
I don't know, I grabbed the first thing I could see. I thought it was gonna be a murder.
Sorry about that.
So where would it be?
Another one of these kind of
Here, I'll go.
reactionary camera
Wait
kind
here.
of docu-style.
You got it.
And in that small space, it has such nice flow.
And like, just love that. You know, he doesn't listen, right? Stay here.
I know.
Let's go see the dog.
Little
That's
shit.
true.
Where's that little pooch?
But the music, perfect timing here too. This one I also didn't expect to have music until you did it. I'm like, oh wow.
And in a sense
It
too,
changes
like,
the moment.
I feel like
Found it.
introduced to music that it's like I feel like it could have been even more of a movie, like
Nathan?
a carry on of like this whole relationship, this
Has that lingering.
quenching of the
I
love,
thought I told
quenching
you to
of
wait down here.
Come on.
And he's in a familiar place, right? So the music coming back, it's kind of like he might be reminiscing on
yeah.
the thousands of moments he's walked up those stairs.
It's
right?
one of those things like when you create, you're like, oh, you have all these extra like ideas that start happening again. You're like, oh, and then we could make it like continue on. Like it could be like after they leave, it's like.
Yeah, I've heard so many people say that. They're like, oh, this could be a feature. Like this is the beginning of a feature, and like all this stuff. It's like I don't know.
Oh, we got closure.
Yeah, literally. No, it's wrapped up. It's
done.
closure.
Wrapped up.
Another little. There it is, right there.
Oh,
the
this is
Easter egg.
light.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh!
I'm like, I kept
Where?
thinking like right here. This is the fusion on the light here. Take that out.
I really
It's about
did
the
not
only
notice.
lighting
This is
thing
the
that we
first
did.
time.
Yeah, I've never noticed it.
Really?
Really? In a long time.
I've never noticed it.
I
I
just-
normally am like noticing stuff like that.
It's just hanging.
Probably because you put it up, but.
Oh boy. We were tired.
Look how
Oh, yeah.
much you missed me.
Oh, this shot. This was in your like original script idea for the like the seed of the idea always had. Well, no,
No,
it wasn't.
it didn't.
No, it wasn't the dog.
The
was
dog,
after.
that was actually Emily and Jacob's idea to bring Leo in.
Right. Okay.
We were
okay.
doing the rehearsals at your house, and
Let me see here.
yeah, and Leo was there, and like you guys just pitched the idea, like, oh, it'd be so like, you know, maybe what if we shared a dog together, and like it just adds another layer, and then that's kind of, you know, I was like, oh, that's a perfect idea, like let's
Yeah.
run with that,
Yeah.
and then we kind of you know explored more of like the dog in the beginning and then the dog in the end, and like so we ended up. Yeah, like they pitched it to me, and they're like, the dog kind of symbolizes their relationship, right? It pops up in a few areas to kind of underscore, you know, what the audience like learned, and I think it really just adds an extra level of symbolism and in the.
And they were already close. Like Jacob
Yeah.
and Leo already
Yeah.
had a connection. So it was like, this will be easy to sell on
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
The love's already there.
Yeah,
It's-
this is beautiful. And just like,
Clearly.
you know,
That should be the opening, like the poster.
Closure.
Closure.
A few friends messaged me like the real star. You were fine. The real star was Leo.
He was a great star.
He was
Nice.
such a good joke.
But also, what did we have to do to get that sound effect of Leo?
Oh
so
my
that's a Foley sound of Leo whining.
So we had to get Emily after a whole day of like mixing down and stuff. We got to get the dog sound. We got Emily to pretend she was leaving, and close the door on Leo, so he would be like a little
A
worried.
little bit of suffering for Leo.
I held my shotgun mic right up to his face. And he just,
Yeah, he's like, "What are you doing,
It didn't
guys?"
even work because you were all in the room with him. He's like, I'm fine. I got my people. Like,
We had to torture him more.
I don't need her.
Yeah.
So it was just using the W word.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, and like grabbing the leash and
Yeah.
grabbing the keys, and then he's like,
man.
every dog owner knows the W word and
Yeah.
the T word.
Yeah, exactly. It worked.
All right, keep going here.
Okay.
So,
This is yours.
what's with the Dutch angles? I love it.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Dutch angles.
So I love Dutch angles because this is specifically moment. It's represent the moment when they stable worlds start to crush in a bit, and we get into conflict situation nearly here. So we're trying to show with the camera that everything just slowly
level.
starts Dutch.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened.
It's not a drunk camera operator. It's just we Dutch.
It's funny. Yeah, throughout the whole season, it's great.
Yeah.
The mixture between Emily and Jacob, the Dutch.
But it works though. It's just something
awesome.
different, right?
And also, the lines are more powerful this
Yeah.
way, you know?
Thank you.
And also, I want to talk about her outfits
Yeah.
because when we just start shooting here, I remember like you wearing something gray or something
Yeah,
like
it's not a lot of
like
color.
pastel color. Nothing.
Yeah.
And I thought that like no, we need to make something like you are playing fire here. So I bring a couple elements into the character. So Emily represents Carly represent fire, and Jacob he more kind of watery. So this is why they not working together. So fire and water, and we make it this like the color. Jacob already have something blue on him and was fine, and I think like you was a bit out of.
I
the
just brought a
frame.
ton of different things to wear because I didn't know what necessarily Jacob would be wearing and what would match the scene, but I didn't have anything warm.
Yeah.
Like everything was kind of cooler or neutral.
That's right. We had to call Darby,
Darby with
on the way to Walmart. Like, where are you right now? Go to Walmart
Buy something red.
and buy something red, whatever
Yeah.
you got.
She's such a trooper. She's like, okay, yeah, awesome. Like,
It was so random, but
Yeah, last minute. That's a good point.
But it's so
Yeah,
funny
let's
though.
do it.
It's like it's
It's
just like it's so in the collaboration. It's like, you know, we didn't have any plans of what they're gonna wear and stuff, and then you suggested something warm, right? And then reviewing back the footage, there's this entire separation of like Jacob's always like he's wearing cooler colors
Blue
and
moonlight.
he's in the blue lighting all the time, and Carly's always in like orange lighting. She's wearing orange, and it's just like I don't know. It was just like
Mhm.
innate in us. Like
Oh,
this.
it's beautiful too because it's not like strong, warms and strong colds. It's very like soft colds and soft warms. The coloring was.
And also, look at this set. Look at this
I know,
jacket
the
with
house.
this and the couch.
It's
Like
already
that's
lit,
that's
like-
already there. You know.
No, actually,
from my house.
Emily actually decorated. She took everything out of the house, pretty much, other than the furniture, and she redecorated. So the
What?
plants there, all those plants on the ground, hers. The,
Oh yeah.
my,
Really?
I knew
my
you
heart
brought
was
some stuff.
filled
That's
with brim.
right. You
Yeah.
were the production designer.
Wow.
Yeah.
But what about this
just
painting?
to make it
This?
warmer.
that's not.
that was in my parents' bedroom growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
And now hangs in my living room
That's
Oh.
amazing.
Yep.
with the cushion.
Okay,
of the
you've got a
plant.
production designer credit for sure. I knew you
Cool.
had done the other room. I just didn't realize you had done all
yeah,
of
and the
this room
bedroom,
as well.
so my comforter, and which worked out well. It was a massive
Yeah.
comforter because we had to kind of cover the couch
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
it
bed,
was not a
right?
bed.
Yeah,
It wasn't a bed.
Well, we'll get to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's really worked well because Jacob come from the blue environment from the outside, so we need to bring him something warmer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really worked well. I love this like red and blue contrast.
Great.
How are you?
I'm good.
This we really found
I'm really
in
good.
the edit to make that
great.
tension even more.
Oh, we asked them make
You
a
look
lot of
different.
pauses.
Yeah, I felt like changing things up.
It suits you. So how are you?
I like that we don't have music here.
Yeah.
And absolutely.
So that's the thing, yeah. And I noticed too, like when you put music, when there's dialogue, it's like you have this sense of like soap opera.
Yeah.
Like, like, hey George, how's it going? You hear music, oh shit, something's gonna happen. Like it's too cliche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and it's nice that it's silence itself, like and people talking, like you're spending time with them. And if you eliminate everything else, you surround yourself with that person.
Yeah, it's funny you say that too, because we added the, like the sound of like a grandfather clock ticking, and it really like just having like the sound of knowing how long a second is and these pauses. It just like it really expands the time and it makes you feel like you're in this moment forever. Like, are they ever gonna talk? Like, it's
And
so
it's funny how
That was such a
like
nice addition.
those Foley sounds, the clock, but also the floor creaking,
Yeah.
all of these little sounds that are just like, oh my god, this like everything is so.
Adds to the tension.
And not to mention in the editing as well, we did a thing where for the first part of the conversation, when it was really awkward, we were extending these clips and getting as like trying to milk as much silence between the lines as we can. And then you'll notice like a little bit later on, once they start getting more friendly, we try to cut off as much silence as we can so that the clips are. So it was just kind of an interesting editing technique where, it's very drawn out, and then we kind of try to speed it up after.
Certainly.
I'm good.
So, are you seeing anyone? What?
I'm sorry, this is just so awkward.
Well, geez, I was just trying to be nice.
No, it's not you. It's just, I was really not prepared for this.
Yeah, well, me neither. Believe me, this is the last place I wanted to be tonight.
Well, that's nice.
No, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I've been dreading this too.
She's
Isn't
so,
that what
I'm
we were
sorry,
doing to each other at
she's
some
so
point?
nice in this script.
It's like every time I'm so afraid I'm gonna
not
see you.
collaborating here.
I would be probably if I would be there I would be like, go fuck
Well,
yourself,
then go.
go fuck
Yeah.
she's so
Okay, bye.
cool, like
Yeah.
what the last
Harley is very
place?
nice.
It's funny
She's
that it's
so nice
That's
to
until I
describe.
snap.
when like it's obviously like since I wrote it, it's like a reflection of like kind of how I am
Yeah.
in a way, but like for me, like being like uncordial or something like that, like it's so painful for me. Like I will put myself in these situations where I'm like being too nice, where I have every right to just be like, get out of here. But like it's
Yeah.
like you just it's funny, just like it's the like social contract, just like being nice for the sake of nice and like where it kind of leads you. And I think that was like a really big thing in Carly's character is like she's always accommodating, she's always nice, right? And
Yeah, we find out what you went through there.
yeah.
And I broke up with him, right?
Yeah.
So I probably would be a little bit more, I don't know,
A little bit of guilt.
trying to, yeah, maybe just being a little bit more kind
Yeah.
Oh my
initially.
god, me too.
Well, I mean, we did pretty good. Managed to avoid each other all this time.
That's not true. Radiohead concert in June. You were like 5 seats away from me. You looked me right in the eye. Don't lie.
I like when you guys start to smile.
that's
You're just
great.
like, oh, it's so fun to see you guys laugh together.
I didn't think you saw me.
Gotta go up here.
It's okay. One time in the mall, I saw you coming out of Roots, and I panicked and I ducked behind a fern.
So it just gets funny now.
I was peeking through them like this.
Okay, and let's tilt it back. That was my idea. So the camera, this Dutch angle, they a bit worrying because they don't know what's gonna happen. The world starts going Dutch, and then we go back to the close-up. So like they finding the way to each other, communicate.
Yeah, you feel it.
Yeah.
You feel it, and then they laugh together. All right.
I should get that.
Yeah, can I use the bathroom?
Yes. No worries.
Cool.
Get out.
You can't go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go pee outside.
Hey.
A lot here.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the comfort that we were talking about. So Emily's actually laying on one of those like fold out beds for my couch, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, and we had to cover up the sides of it because you can clearly see it's just like metal legs. So Emily brought over some comforters and we threw that over, and I think it worked out so perfect. Like the blankets that were available were, I think, like black and gray, like but just adding that little pop of like orange in, kind of like
Adding more warmth.
Yeah, and once again, like none of us are thinking about this. Like,
I think about it.
okay, maybe not the job.
This is something I did think about.
Yeah, she's
With,
the
like,
production designer.
But it's fine. We're all on the same page.
What I would look like the contrast. The other options were beige, and I'm like, I'm not gonna look.
Yeah.
No,
You get
It's just
lost.
skin tone is
into
not
this
gonna look so
beige.
great.
So I was trying to think of something that would contrast.
And I think we put the yellow cover as well because it was like something white over there. So that was in my mind the put
And that thing filled my
the
whole
warm
car.
time.
It was a king size
Yeah.
comforter. I was like, like
Yeah.
trying to fit it all
We
in.
could have got you a Sprinter van for all the stuff you
Yeah.
brought
shut
over.
up.
Darby was really helpful too in setting up the room
Yeah,
because
that
I
was
was
good.
kind of at a standstill trying to set it up, and then, like, there was something about it that wasn't feeling like a woman's bedroom that's been living there for a while. I couldn't make it feel like lived in, and Darby was very helpful. It was like hung a pair of like PJ pants on the like laundry hamper and just kind of made it.
Just had that feel.
Yeah,
It's
really
true.
nice touch.
Remember
So
that. Took
she
a
was super helpful.
But logistically speaking, for this scene, how we like did it was so insane. We left this to the absolute last moment where, I mean, if you let it play, like it's pretty, like it's in sync. Like they're moving at the same time. There's things happening,
How's your shift going?
but this was all improvised. Like we started with Emily's, and we just counted out
Oh, man.
out loud 10 seconds. Like then there's a movement, 10 seconds, and then we just matched Jacob's to it. But this was all
You want to work
improvised.
late?
I just love what he says there. What are you doing to himself? You know?
me too.
And that's a voiceover.
Okay, I'll see
Yeah,
you
that's
tomorrow.
right.
Did
that's a
ADR
voiceover.
in that?
Oh.
No,
wow.
it's fine. It's just
And then here's a little thing in color. We put the mirror in blue, and then like
Oh,
she's entering
nice.
his world, and then the actual shot goes from pink to blue on this side with color, and you see then you'll see that this is his world, and then this is
Oh,
her
that's
world
cool.
through color
I'll
here.
see you tomorrow.
So we did
I
that.
remember this is one of the last scene that
Yeah.
we shooting.
Yeah, it was like so late at night, and we're like, we gotta do the most complex thing,
Yeah.
and we didn't even rehearse it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
I remember
I
this.
didn't. There was no script for this part.
Yeah, it's just like, and goes to the
And
bathroom.
I'm like, it's a one take. We're doing it in one take. This is gonna take forever. Oh my gosh! Like one.
we all think that this is gonna be its own beast.
And this damn picture falling 10 times.
Yeah. The picture frame.
Jacob.
I know, that was the test right there. I was
Every
losing my
single
mind.
time.
Just a bunch of tape, a tape ball, a big tape ball. And I love this is such a good payoff. Oh, that's like see the blue
Yeah.
and then the pink. It started off
I
that
like
his
that.
background was pink or purple, whatever, and then it went to blue, and then the blue became in the mirror. But like, look at it. This is also like a movie poster in the way, right? Like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
So
you would never
cool.
know too, but Emily's side is actually flipped.
Right.
So we had it originally for the
Oh,
longest
yeah.
time, where they kind of both, when
It's
they
like, oh,
turned
it
their
works,
heads at the end,
yeah.
it was facing the same way, and then John was just like, "Why don't you just flip it?" So they face inward, and we were like,
Good call.
"Oh, that's so
and
smart."
as soon as she
like-
did that, we're like, oh yeah,
It was
there's no
dumb.
other way.
and
There's no other way.
That's what I thought from very beginning when we shared this thing. I thought this is our
Oh, she's on
idea.
it. She's on it.
And I just noticed when they edit, maybe they forgot. Because this is logical. They was just
Yeah,
not afraid.
it's so obvious. It's so
But
obvious
it works
now.
in so many other ways too. Like
On the inside.
it works so much better flipped around this way, because in the original version where they're both kind of facing the same way, when things are unfolding, your eye is kind of fighting like which side you want to look at, and I find you weren't paying attention to the important things. But
Yeah. Now you see the picture frame
yeah,
as well.
when
More.
you flip it, it's just it just works so much better, and you're able to track kind of between the split screen a lot easier.
I want to point here at this moment that that like this is your first acting as an actress. I want to say that like your performance really good,
Mhm.
like super dramatic and well done. I thought you were an actress when I started shooting. Like
She is.
I thought
She
you
is
were
an actress.
She is. She
It
is.
is actually.
Well,
She's
thanks
done-
to
she's
you.
done a lot of other
you,
stuff.
you were, extremely helpful in that.
I
Thank you
mean,
so much.
like your acting skill insanely good here.
Thank
Like
you.
really good. Like all this, even this posture, like it's so
Beautiful.
natural and good.
And
That
even
look,
Jacob in
that
this
look.
one too, like just
Mhm.
the look of like being heartbroken that
Oh.
he gives is perfect. That's exactly
Like
exactly
you know
what I
the
was going
look
for.
that each of these people are feeling, right? It's just like wow, and it's interesting because they are looking at each other, but through the doors, you know, and they have their own interpretation of what they're feeling. You know, like have to process this where now he's processing other stuff. Yet it's just like, wow, it's just
Yeah, I think
really
that's
cool.
what we did during the rehearsal. Like, we asked so many times with me, like, what you actually would feel, how you actually react. So just like improvise a bit, put your own effort in this. It's worked really well.
See, when they come out like that too, on each side, it just works.
I love this camera too.
Nate.
That's great.
Yeah. I love that.
So simple. Back to the Dutch.
I was just gonna say, it works really well.
My favorite line.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck
that
that
fucking tire.
We've been quoting that for weeks.
A few friends watching it go, what about the tire? I'm like, I'm so glad we added in. What about the tire?
I love this scene. And I shoot this scene absolutely footless.
Were you barefoot? Yeah,
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
sound on it.
The sound.
Right.
That's right.
Because you could hear everybody else walking. I hate shots like that. You see one guy walking and you hear 4 other people.
We
You're
couldn't
like,
even
what
wear shoes.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive
It
though.
wasn't
There's
like super warm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like 5 people behind the camera, all walking with the camera, like it's-
Shoeless.
I think I'm only the one who walked
Yeah.
the whole distance, and then we
Caught you
catch up
halfway,
ever. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was absolutely. I remember like I stepped on the small rocks.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The sound man doesn't care.
You gotta suffer.
Sound boy. Noisemakers.
And
Yeah,
this next shot too.
Yeah,
is,
the next shot
pick
is-
up as well.
One of our small pickup lists. Come
Yeah,
on.
this is a funny
Come on,
story.
mouse, work with.
So this shot right here actually is,
Is
if you pause it, you can see on the ground. I don't know if you... So this next shot is actually like months later, same day as the pothole,
yeah.
and if you can see on the ground, it's wet because it was
Wet.
raining.
Yeah.
It started raining as soon as they left. It was like a decent day. This was like the only day that we could,
Oh,
Jal was back
man.
in town that we can get a pickup day. And it started raining as soon as they got into Falcon Bridge.
And we're in
That was
thinking,
a-
we're
that's
like,
a
do we
pickup
even
shot?
need?
That's a
Yeah,
pickup shot.
this is shot
Oh
a
my
month
god.
later.
So we
It
actually,
flows so nicely.
yeah, you can kind of see some bokeh balls of like the
Yeah,
droplets of rain.
yeah, the
Yeah.
music video.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
just
The
tell
night
me
before.
like the morning, like, oh yeah, by the way, can you shoot
We're
today?
doing-
I'm like, what?
It's like, I'm here for Emily.
I'm for empty. Oh no, but we need you.
But you're down.
But it's funny though.
Relax. You never relax.
It's kind of like the first time you gave this ever, like, cool, welcome, but we have a shoot day to do, and we did like a 2-camera shoot that night. Yeah.
But that seems funny though. We ended up, it doesn't look too noticeable because
No.
we ended up taking
I
all the
didn't notice.
laundry in my car and throwing it
Oh,
on the
yeah.
ground and soaking up the
Are
water.
you serious?
Yeah,
Because it was so shiny before, so we had to
Oh.
mat the ground.
Oh,
We had to soak up.
It kind of works though.
That it works.
We
Yeah.
just did like a small patch and just filmed over the shoulder.
Had you not told, I
Oh my
seriously
gosh.
thought that was the same day.
Even,
I shot
even
that.
around the hole, where the tire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was
So we had to
already
dry
true.
that up
Yeah, you
too.
carry like so many towels.
Oh,
Just,
wow, yeah.
Not towels, my sweaters,
No,
my
it's
pants,
sweaters.
my
It's
all
sweaters.
kinds of stuff.
Oh, no.
My clothes.
That's so funny.
Back. Not in the middle of the street.
fuck you. But we also added those barking dog sound.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
the
which
barking
adds to
dogs.
like
Nothing, they weren't even there.
that's also so wolf howling and then dog barking and then at the end dog inside the house.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
was so Really fucking good to you, and
you couldn't wait 2 months here with some hippie loser.
At least he's not an asshole like you.
Okay,
I
pause,
love
pause.
how you say that.
Okay, so
That's a good line.
that's where I was like, isn't that a mistake? Because she's like, it's been over a year since you've been here. This is kind of weird. And then he's like, it's been 2 months since you broke up and you're already like going out with somebody. Isn't that like a
No, but she
mistake?
We
she
don't talk about that.
no, but they've been broken up for a year. But when they broke up, she hooked up with somebody 2 months after they broke up.
Oh, I'm an asshole? What have I ever done wrong, huh? You can't name a single thing because you know
I
deep
love
down
how,
you're just a
like,
miserable little.
He's so
He's so worked up.
feel it, eh?
Yeah.
He's just letting it out, like all of his thoughts that he's been feeling and all of this stuff that he couldn't tell her.
Girl who blames all her problems on other people rather than just dealing with her daddy issues.
Also, if you want to know
Spit on my face.
more about this, you should watch your episode with Jake.
Yeah.
You and Jacob go more
Yes.
into this about the performance and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
oh, this is also a good framing. Look at this.
Yeah. So it's, that one, yeah, that was the previous take. We kind of like, we didn't quite get that profile, but we saw it happen,
Yeah.
and then we just told Jo land on here afterwards, and she did it. It is, I think this is one of my favorite frames at least of the film.
You're seriously gonna come at me right now like you've done nothing
I
wrong?
love your rebuttals here. You know, it
My
just kinda-
graduation, instead you went to a chase.
it just changes the whole approach. He thinks he was doing something nice, but really it was just makeup gifts that it's because he wasn't there. He didn't love her, you know? Like,
Yeah.
instead he showed her with like these materials.
I remember this was really emotional scene. I remember like both of you was shaking after.
Mm-hmm.
You was shaking, nearly crying, and like because we literally ask you to just go crazy, like scream, because we have no idea how the neighbors gonna react on this. So we did like just like 3 or 4 scenes total, and I don't remember like we didn't rehearse with you. Maybe you rehearsed before this scene, but our idea was to make it completely natural. So you're gonna scream like go crazy. So this whole like kind of half improvised and half rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember like we asked you last moment, just push him back, like make a touch, just go, like imagine that it's really happening.
Yeah. And I
Like
remember.
the first push. Sorry, I'm just gonna quickly say this.
Yeah.
The first push was I was pushing my friend Jacob. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
and you're like, no, Em, come here.
He is
And you
not
like
Jacob.
kind of talk with me, and you're like, no, you're mad, like, you know. And then that next push, he like Jacob's face changed.
We saw some people.
He is
That's
up,
good. And then that kind of added to like it built on the reality of being angry, you know, just even that push and the muscles firing in that way, like, oh yeah, okay, like getting kind of amped up.
It's real.
So that helps a lot.
Felt it.
That's it.
This game, the spontaneous weekend to Cuba with the boys on the weekend of our anniversary, seriously? And I have to go alone to put our cat down? I told you I needed the support. And you show up 2 days later with this piece of shit, seriously? Grow up!
No, it's a what piece of shit.
I know. It's true.
But I love that delivery though that you do at the
That's
end,
good.
because there's so much
You're
dialogue
right.
in this scene, and you know it was
You're
just
right.
you guys were tripping up on like the smallest, just the way I wrote it, like the smallest things. So we ended up just saying, you know what, just whatever comes out comes out. So just kind of get the idea. And I remember like you were like, oh, I'm not sure about that, but I really love that because it's like, you can even see in the behind the scenes, in the credits, there's a clip of us talking about it, and it's like, it's natural. You're gonna stumble on your words. You're gonna be anxious. You're gonna be angry, right? So like,
It makes it way more real.
it's
That little
so
like
real.
trip ups, like, because in the moment I was gonna say my cat, and and then instead said our cat, and you can hear that little like,
Yeah.
and it's true. At first I was like, oh no, but then watching it, it's like, no, that makes sense.
It's
That's
like a Freudian
exactly
slip
how
almost,
you
right?
would react, and you're so angry that the words do not come out right when you're in that state,
Yeah.
right?
And all the stuff about like needing your support and stuff like that, like that was just you. That was improvised, and I love it. Yeah.
And I love the light switch automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of always ended up that the last
Yeah.
sentence, the light would go off.
It
and
was
it was kind of
perfect.
It was whenever we got a really good shot. Whenever like the take was amazing, the
light.
It's like the
light
host
was down.
felt it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
This house was alive, man. What can I say?
Can you show it again?
Yeah.
Just this
My mouse works.
small- Before,
Oh.
before
Too far.
yeah, here.
My graduation, instead you went to a Jays game? The spontaneous weekend to Cuba with the boys on the weekend of our anniversary? Seriously?
And then the last one.
And I have to go alone to put our cat down? I told you we needed the support. And you showed 2 days later with this piece of shit? Seriously? Who loved me?
And also,
Classic.
there's just
that's cool.
there's only one small aperture light, these little brick lights, and it's red, and it's going on her when the light shuts off. Like that's the only light we have. This little square
Because
brick
it's
light
too
on the
dark.
ground.
And the street light on Jacob.
You know,
Yeah.
a street light on Jacob, but you see the red here as well, and
You're
it's
right.
right there. That's the
yeah.
light.
Okay.
You're right. I never made you a priority.
I love that look too. Just like
When it
Yeah.
came between choosing between you
This is like Romeo and Juliet here
My
in the
friends.
balcony.
and my own free time, it was always easier to let you down because I knew that you loved me and that you'd be there for me at the end of the day. I took advantage of that and I'm sorry. I don't know how I couldn't see it before, but you deserved way better.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I needed to hear that.
Sorry it took so long.
Me too. I still want that tire.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite shots coming up. Not my favorite shot. I think it's just cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool play.
This one?
kind of thing.
I love
Blue-
this.
The moon and the street light, like they all look the same. It means nothing, but also means everything, right? They're just like warm and
Oh,
blue.
yeah.
Cold?
You know,
Yeah.
the moonlight and the street light, the artificial and the real.
it's just that's why I was saying it's funny.
yeah,
It's like
it's
all
early
the-
morning.
And every time
Well, feeling
we're
right,
outside
sure.
with either of them, there's tension.
Yeah, that's
Every
true.
single
And
time.
inside is
And
warm.
inside is warm.
Ah. Love it. That's how you make cinematic language, right? It's never a thing. You write. It's like writing sentences, right? It's like
Mhm.
everybody has their different style, you know, but yet they're all using the same words.
Okay,
So-
oh, shoot, this one.
Oh, also Jacob's eyes with
Oh,
that
yeah.
shirt. Oh,
Yeah.
I think I was so tired at this moment shooting. I remember like we passed camera too bad and he just did a shot or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
This is
We
on a
tried
skateboard as well.
On a skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Or
right.
push. No, you were on the skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
pushing
yeah.
you on a skateboard.
Yeah, on the way
You-
out when
you were
back
asleep.
out, I was,
Asleep.
We'll just strap the camera.
Yeah, we just ducted the camera on her and pushed her on the skateboard. But also, this is interesting. Like Pierre, you didn't even notice, but the screen goes in to 4:3 ratio. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah, totally didn't.
Pierre,
notice
Pierre
it.
was doing the music for like a month or 2 months.
He's like,
And then we
"Oh."
pointed it out. He's like, "What? The screen changes?"
Shows you how much I pay attention to that part of the
He's the
film.
sound guy.
Yeah. I still don't notice. I can't tell.
And this is Wilco. I think we should give credits to
Yes,
Wilco
absolutely.
here.
Yeah, this is Wilco, "Leave Me Like You Found Me" off the album Sky Blue Sky. An amazing album. Not too many people know about them, surprisingly, but they're a huge band.
Yeah.
And then-
But you
and
had
then
this
his
music
sister-
for a while when you even wrote it, right? Like, or a version
Yeah.
of that.
So this I was listening to this. I've known this album for such a long time, and it's a favorite of mine. And I was listening to this song, and I already had the idea of turning the story of me popping my tire and being stranded on Bailey Drive with no phone, having to walk. I had that in my head, and then I was just listening to this song driving one day, and I had the vision of this scene of we kind of push in on two people at a table, and
I
then
remember you were
it's
saying
spinning, yeah. And then so I just kind of connected those, and I was like, okay, I want to do this shot, I want to use this story, and then I just kind of added. I was talking to Jacob, and we decided, oh, it's gonna be like 2 X's and stuff like that. And then I was also wanting to do something more personal and do something like to I'm not good at explaining my feelings. So I wanted to tell my girlfriend that, that I loved her and all these things. So I said, you know what, I'm going to combine all these elements and just, we'll write a script about all that. And I think it worked out.
I remember when you pitching just the concept of this, you didn't have it fully stretched out, but I remember you were like selling this montage, and it's like it gets in a house. There'll be this beautiful montage, you know, like selling it. Like this is just like the montage will do everything, and it's just like, okay, what's the story?
It's
But
like
yeah,
montage,
but the
though.
montage, and it goes, then it goes to 4-3, and it's just like I remember you were saying like so specific what the
Pierre won't
montage
even
is,
notice.
but doesn't know the story though.
Well, that's why it's hard to pitch though, because everybody's like, okay, well, dude, it's about the story, so you can just cut the montage. I'm like, you don't understand the montage.
Yeah, the montage.
It is the montage.
But I think
Did it come out the way you wanted it?
it definitely did, yeah. But I think adding like, you know, taking your guys' advice, like really making sure not to rely on this. This is like a bonus.
Yeah.
Like just having this montage, right?
Well, this is the payoff.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
the
Yeah,
payoff.
it's that feeling you get after you cry. It's like, oh yeah, and I feel like all comfortable. It's a comfortable like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also, if you guys want to know what they are talking about and laughing about, watch Emily and Jacob's episode because you'll be surprised.
And this is that's funny too. So when we transition from them spinning to the table, that's actually just like we cut just the fridge going past.
Yeah.
And we just layered it like 3 times so that you kind of get this swirling of lights and
It's just the camera.
that's all just using.
And the camera's just on the Lazy Susan, and
Yeah.
you know, just kind of doing its thing. Didn't take it again. We were like tired at this point. We're just like, whatever, let's go. When it's out of focus, I don't care.
And that's how I wanted it too originally, out of
Yeah.
focus. I wanted them both to be out of focus, but you know, I think we just were not thinking. Emily's happened to be out of focus, so when we were editing Jacob's his coverage, we were like, let's just throw some gauge and blur
Yeah,
on
we actually
that.
softened up
Yeah.
Jacob's.
Okay.
He was perfectly in focus, but
Yeah. I love this hand shot. It says a lot, eh? I noticed.
So,
The lights are beautiful.
It's also the only time we go on the 85mm, different lens change, and like they're tighter together now in the frame, whereas before we were using the 35 and the 24.
Are you guys like in love?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, I love the light. I love the light on you. I mean, with the orange shirt here and all, like it's just so beautiful.
Normalizing acne
Well.
scars.
If you do love him, he must be a great guy.
You're still a great guy too.
Thanks.
We should probably get you to your car. If it hasn't already been towed, it won't be long.
I love the shot.
Yeah,
One
me
shot
too.
again, and just so flowy, and it's such a good ending to it. And we don't see the picture until he puts it down.
I don't remember it.
that's also when you were sleeping.
So if you want to pause on this photo too, this was funny too. We had you know, I commissioned everybody, like or Emily. I was like, yeah, send me some. You know, we originally we were gonna use her real life husband, and just, you know, some nice photos from the past and stuff. But you know, all the ones that we ended up liking were either vertical or like it just wouldn't work, or so we ended up just saying, fuck it, we're just gonna use Matt as the new.
But this was
man.
the day
day
of.
Day of.
Literally hours. No, this is on the first day. This is
Yeah,
the
on the
second
first day.
But
Oh,
on the
yeah.
first day, right before we started filming, we all hopped in the car. We drove like 10 minutes down the road to where there's
Catching
big
the
clearing.
sunset.
No,
Just
we're
about
basically we want to catch a sunset,
Yeah.
and we're like, where can we see the most sunset? And then we just stopped on a
On the
busy side of the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
And I put the poncho on, and we have Leo literally, shoom, shoom, cars are passing by, and pretend we're camping, and like,
In the summer, it was cold.
yeah, this is in October, so we're
That's
just,
right. It was
you know,
October.
we're just so good
So,
that
like,
we
we have
got
to
the
make this look like
sunset.
summer.
Yeah, so don't show
Like,
any
this is
trees.
green.
Yeah.
But it worked though. We chased it. We got the picture.
Mhm.
Perfect.
But what works is the dogs in there,
Yeah.
right? Because now I'm holding, you know, the dog the same way that Jacob was holding. It's just like, it just
Yeah.
says it all, you know?
It
And that's why
thread.
he's now accepting this, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas the other picture was upsetting him. Now, oh, he's transformed. He's
Yeah.
accepting this, you know?
Yeah.
Leo's not.
That frame is my frame from home, which
Yeah.
matches, you know, his
The
grandma
aesthetic,
stuff so
yeah.
well.
And also, there's an Easter egg if you watch Emily's music video, Spice Island, Little Drop, Mean Things. This picture is in her
Oh, really?
background of Mean
I didn't
Things.
even know that.
Yeah.
I pinned it up on the
Everybody's like,
corkboard.
what
Really?
is this?
And like
Don't worry about
a
it.
month later, Pat's like, can we this down. I think it's time. That's my husband. He's like, I think it's time that we take this down. There's like no pictures of him and I anywhere. It's just like me and Matt. Like,
And you get
very
your
much in love.
Your friends come over like there's like something going on. Like
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
love
okay,
it.
yeah, fine.
Easter eggs. That's such a good Easter egg. Oh.
So funny.
Yeah. Okay, we gotta put up the Mean Things video here. Okay, insert Matt. Insert Mean Things
Mean
video.
Things.
Editor's note. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and then it's interesting because we had the Wilco music come back here.
Yeah.
And double tapping it, it's not the same emotion, right? We want to
Okay.
introduce back this jazzy and
Yeah.
this music I love so
it's
much.
it wrapped it back together.
And also, the last frame is the dog, right? So we started off with the wolf statue, wolf not moving, to a fully live dog in a house.
And that cold and warm.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
forth,
Now
yeah.
it was, yeah, exactly. We put the blue here, and then we warmed up the inside. It's just so Pierre, that music.
So good.
All I do
Oh.
is I just sit at that chair and
You should watch Pierre's episode about how he made the sound and all the music for it will go in there. I love these little.
Me too.
This is definitely my favorite project that I've worked on. It was like, most of the time it was just like 6 of us, and it just having that like clearly you can see that we're just figuring it out on the spot, and like because there's so few of us, and we have so many options, we're able to just like maneuver and like change direction like on a dime, and I think that really really like aided us in rolling with the punches and overcoming obstacles like the lights turning off randomly and like having to do this quick because the neighbors are gonna get mad that we're screaming. It just having such a small crew and like such a close crew, it was just we were able to just do like anything.
yeah.
We don't need that.
If you want to know Matt's philosophy, watch his episode. In the Know, episode 2, 3, something like that.
Alright, spiel some more
And
nonsense.
Jean's philosophy as well. Like cinema's like a treat.
I know, I love that.
Oh, with the roots.
The roots and fun.
That was so much
That
fun.
was it.